welcome back to Intro to Podcasting, the podcast. I'm your host, Amanda Hurley, and I'm here with our new crew of podcasters, Peter, Andrew, and Margaret. Hey guys, thanks for being on the show, and thank you for watching. So first of all, you're all here because you're interested in podcasting. Do you watch podcasts? What's the deal? Why are you interested in podcasting? How did this begin? Yes, Peter, go ahead.
I do not watch podcasts.
Or listen
I don't
to
know
podcasts.
much about them, so no. I am not a fan or follower of anybody.
Oh.
I've heard of a couple, but basically I'm old school. I'm the old guy in the room here, so
Interesting.
no.
So you're just trying something new, just trying
Yes.
it out. Okay,
Yes.
cool. Well, thank you for being here. What about you?
Well, I've listened to a couple podcasts
Yeah.
in the past, mainly to see how they're like formatted, and it's not really like my goal to have like a podcast as like a main career piece.
Mhm.
Like maybe something later in my life, if for something like if you
No, yeah, I got you. Yeah.
if it and later in life when you
Yeah.
have like something like a foundation of like a career and you can bring different people on
Yep.
and have like a successful podcast, so it'd be good to learn early and
Oh, yeah.
use the skills later.
Absolutely, yeah. And I feel like there are jobs out there for the podcasting right now, like maybe like hosting tech side. I just feel like it's kind of blowing up, so you never know. And what about you?
I'm a little bit in that same boat of thinking about it more in the future,
Yeah.
although it might be a more near future. I'm an author, and it is, I think, a fairly widely known fact that most artists are really bad at promoting their
Yes.
art. That's a whole thing.
Yeah.
And I have been very intimidated by the audio-video component, and
Mm.
that is big now, especially for authors. I don't know if you've heard of book talk or the similar realms. So I would love to, at some point, have a series where I interview people who have deep knowledge about different aspects of my books, which are
Ooh.
fiction but historically based and local. And I think that would be a really great way to engage people who have been really generous with their knowledge, as well as probably be fairly interesting, I hope, to some people around.
Absolutely.
And in general, I'm also on and off again marketer professionally.
Yeah.
And again, I've just been afraid of this realm. So I wanted to dive in and start getting a better idea of what it takes to actually produce these.
Awesome. Well, I will say, I think this idea of doing something in the future is sometimes in our minds we think something has to be more complicated or involved than it does. You could totally start now and just do it like once a month. Have a guest or two in mind, and the future might be, maybe in the future when I have more time and energy, I could beef it up a little bit more. I could, make a fancier intro, or I could branch out like with my guests. I could get more in depth with it, but it's not as hard to start a podcast as you would think. That's why it's so popular. I think it's so accessible. You don't need a script. You're just sitting down. You're having a conversation. There's really no way to mess it up. The format is just so forgiving. So I say, you could do it tomorrow if you wanted to. Just putting that out there. You're doing a podcast right now.
At this very moment.
At this moment. And you didn't burst into flames.
Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
I also, one of the reasons I was really interested in learning with BevCam, as I was telling you earlier, Amanda, I
Yeah.
don't learn that well from videos, ironically, perhaps. I'm better in person with somebody showing me what to do. And I feel like this is a great nonprofit. I love this institution, and it's,
Thank you.
I don't know. And if it ever got to the point of trying to do something more complicated, I know when I listen to podcasts, I really like the ones that sound professionally produced, like Radiolab is the iconic one for me. And sometimes when they're really low quality, like you were saying earlier, like people
Yeah.
in their closet with the blanket over their
Which is
head.
fine,
Which
too.
is
That
fine.
can
You can
be
do
great.
it. Yeah. But I do, it is less engaging for me.
Yeah.
I get very caught up on the small things I can hear going wrong.
That's fair.
So, yeah.
Well, I think that what we hope to do as BevCam, and I think that we've accomplished, is that we're moving those barriers out of the way, like the tech stuff, we can help with, we can take care of a lot of that. It frees you up to just plan your show, do the production side of things, do the creative side of things. So you can leap past the like, oh, what mic should I get? This and that. How am I gonna like find the space for it, you know, in my house? And like, where do I publish it? We have everything, you know, ready to go. So I think that can simplify things a lot. But yeah, I would challenge that. What's better than the present, right? Easier said than done.
Yeah.
I finally started my podcast, so I'm only allowed to say that now. I feel like I say that to people, and I'm like, you should stop saying it because you don't have a podcast.
Wait, tell us about your podcast.
It is called I Brought You Into This World, and it's a podcast for new moms in Beverly and beyond. And we just like talk about the real stuff and highlight some local resources, you know, people that work in support positions like doulas and therapists and people who run support groups. Just a like very judgment-free, like open space. So
Nice.
you have to like, you know, put your money where your mouth is. I can't keep encouraging people to just do their podcast if I don't do mine. So yeah, I'd say do it. Like, shout out your ideas. Give yourself a little intro, a little closer thing that you want to stick with, and otherwise you can be pretty free with it. So if you ever need like advice or just someone to bounce ideas off of, just come on by.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
And congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Yes. I'm hoping that, you know, it helps some women. That's really my goal. Or just like helps people make friends. Like, women just need friends. People need friends.
People need community.
Parents need friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, my next question to you all is, if you were to do a podcast, or when you do your podcast, what would it be about? Or do you have a couple ideas? What's on your mind?
Well, this is my son, so father's
Yeah.
son, and ours would be about sports. And we would talk about the weekly, local sports coverage of the high school teams, what they're doing over at Beverly High School, and then to move into more national type stuff, National Football League, Major League Baseball, and so on and so forth. We were talking, Andrew has worked over with BevCam with Chris over there,
Yes.
doing some statistics for the basketball games and so forth. So I met Chris the other day, chatting with him, and he did explain, I was throwing these ideas out, maybe
Yeah.
we should do a sports show, but he said, try a podcast, because that's the most
Yeah.
free form type of way. You're just talking with someone back and forth, you're not noticing
Yeah.
cameras in front of you, and time should fly right by with that. So
Yeah.
I think what you just said is really resonating. I think, we should sign up for a studio time, just get started and
Yeah.
see what comes out of it. You know,
What's the
there's
worst that can happen?
this time of year is great too. There's
Yeah.
enough sports to talk about. We've got the high school sports
Yeah.
just starting up, so I think we can quickly fill up 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
But if you want to add anything else to that, yeah, what are you thinking?
Oh yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I agree with that. And I've signed up for like commentating spots in the early sports.
I was going to ask if you're doing that. Yeah, that's
So-
perfect.
Yeah, and then I could like take that like being actually there
Yeah.
instead of like maybe like waiting for like the newspaper to come or something
Yeah.
with the results. So I can like record all this stuff and talk about it like the next day
Yes.
and all that sort of stuff, and just like form something like a reflection of every single like week
Yeah.
of sports in the town, and eventually outside of Beverly and
Yeah.
the like division, the Northeast Athletic Conference. Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about. It's brilliant starting locally like that.
Mhm.
And also, this is something that's already in high demand. Our most popular content right now is our sports channel, or education channel, I guess, with the sports. Everybody wants to see the football game, you know. And so that's like relevant to the community right now. And you could bring it up when you're commentating. Be like, oh, you want to hear more about this game? Like, check out our podcast.
Oh yeah. It's great.
And this is great for BevCam also, because this is the kind of content that we'd love to air. So
Mhm.
brilliant. I love it. And Chris, by the way, is our production manager. He's a great guy. Awesome. All right. I'm very excited for your podcast, so I hope to see them soon. So just come book a spot with me. You can reach out to me. Yeah, so let's see what else we got. What did you think of this workshop here that we just did? We just finished a workshop. I don't know if you could tell by the name of this podcast, Intro to Podcasting, the podcast. Yes, was that helpful? Did it answer any questions? Do you have lingering questions? How are you feeling?
I mean, this is easier than expected, I think, as you were saying, just because you guys do everything.
Yes, we'll do it for you.
It's not the process of figuring out how to rent and set up a camera and set up your mic space and what boom mic is correct and how to level yourself and how to put the titles on and all of that. I mean, it's not just cost savings, right? Which is obviously huge, especially if you don't know if you're going to commit to it.
Yes.
But it's a education savings. It's a time savings. Like if you decide you love it, like if this was going to be your career, Andrew, in the future, like I'm sure you'd want to learn the ins and outs of all the tech. But until it comes to that point, that's a big investment of energy to come up that learning curve. So that the workshop felt less like of a workshop and more of a don't worry about it, which is amazing.
That was like my entire goal. I wanted you to walk away going, don't worry about it.
Yeah,
that's good. I like to hear that. How about you guys?
Yeah, I like all the tech. This is quite exciting to see all the equipment out here, and just to learn about podcasting itself. I was just trying to think of how it's done and what it's done, and just things I've never even thought about. Like, okay, if Andrew and I wanted to set up something at home, like how do I even connect two mics to one computer to collect that audio? I don't have to think about that stuff now.
Absolutely.
They'll do it here. They'll switch cameras, control the audio. So it's a great opportunity to just focus on content and getting that out there and putting on a good show.
And it looks cool. We got this table. We got this, the city street behind us. We got this lighting, a little on-air sign that I forgot to put on. It's just cool. And you get to be a part of this community. And I should mention to anyone watching, we are a free speech organization. You don't represent BevCam. You can talk about whatever you want. It's yours. The content is yours. You own the content. We just ask that for the use of like our facilities and our equipment that we can just air it on the cable channel to have something to air, basically, because that's what we're all about. Otherwise, like, you can do whatever you want with it. If you don't want it on our YouTube, you can put it on your own YouTube. Actually, you can put it on your own Spotify account, whatever you want. And a lot of people will start on our YouTube or our platforms, and then they'll branch out eventually once they get a following, and they'll do their own website and their own YouTube and everything. So it's really best of both worlds. You get to be a part of BevCam, but also you're separate from it, and it's your own thing, which I think is really cool. Also, if we put our name on everything, we'd be in trouble. We have quite the array of content. You'll see. You check out our YouTube page. So, just let people do what they want to do outside of hate speech or, full pornography. You can talk about whatever you want. But yeah. Nice. So, let's see. What are you excited about? Like, what going forward? Do you feel like you want to start a podcast? Do you feel like you are already thinking about some ideas? Am I going to see you back here?
For sure. I think for me, I was trying to figure out if I wanted to start with podcasting or with content that it sounds like maybe Levi would be more interested in, which is just talking to a camera, doing some, presenting some research, talking about the process, or books, also possibly books that I am reading, which is really what Book Talk is for. And it seems like a softer start because, asking guests to come in. I think I love your idea, the sports podcast, because that's also, people love to talk about what they love, right? Yeah. And if they're playing, or they're a parent of somebody playing, or they're a coach or a former coach, like it's an opportunity to engage with something they really love. In my position, which is a little more niche, I think a lot of guests early on will feel like they're doing me a favor. And that's something you have to be careful how many favors you ask of people, right?
There's a way to go about that. Yeah, I hear
Yeah,
what you're
for
saying.
sure. Yeah,
It can
and
feel you can flip it so it's the opposite.
I think once you start having some content, right?
Yeah.
Like once you've got some way to demonstrate that you either know what you're talking about or
Yeah.
you don't, but you talk about it in a fun way, or other people like listening to you not know how to talk about anything and do it in a not fun way.
Oops.
Sorry, I took my phone out of my pocket to reject the nightly trash
it was
update
me.
call earlier.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah. So I think that if I get a little bit of traction in that direction, I would then feel more comfortable
Okay.
making that invitation, asking that
I
favor.
feel like I want to like two things. First of all, if like you guys were saying, if you have a topic that people really love talking about, people are going to be wanting to be on your podcast. So you can flip it around. And then I kind of want to push back on a little bit of this idea that they're doing you a favor. You're giving people a platform. You're giving them power. You're giving them visibility. It might help their career. It might help their social life. It might help. It will elevate them. And if you're worried that people don't really understand what your podcast is, do a little write-up. Write a little description of it. Find a group that would be really into it. Like I posted on the Beverly Moms group about my podcast and got like immediately a bunch of responses. And people, oh, do you still have availability? Like, can I be on your podcast? And it's not at all like you're asking them for a favor because you've already told them exactly what it is and what you're offering them. This is your opportunity to be heard, to find community, to learn about new research, whatever it is. This is an opportunity for them.
I love that framing.
They will ask you if they can do it for you for free. And sweeten the deal. Hey, we'll meet up at Delphine's beforehand and have a coffee, and it's sweet. People love that, and people love talking about themselves. Oh my God, myself included. Who doesn't, right? And just remember that, like everyone wants to be heard and asked questions about themselves. Even like the most shy person you've ever met, once you start asking them specific questions, you learn just a little bit about them. You learn those things that I really want to hear more about this, and so I would flip that around.
Thank you. Yeah.
Everyone wants to be a star. Have you it's so funny, like with kids, if you ask kids if they want to be on your podcast, or if they want to be on a podcast, or if they want to be in like a video for BevCam, they're like, am I gonna be famous? And I'm like, yes, you are. All of Beverly is going to see you. All your mom and all of her friends. And maybe your class will see it. And that, they're just tickled,
And
to have that opportunity.
And how do they respond to the burden of fame? When that happens?
I think children crave fame. It's really scary. Nowadays, they all have their own YouTube page, and they're like, I got X number of subscribers. And I'm like, what? Who? I hope it's just other children watching this. Like, what is going on? Who's watching them? Like, the unboxing videos? I don't know. Don't even, the kids that unbox their toys.
Oh, yeah.
What is this? I don't understand it.
So each of these has a particular outlet that they can go to, right? Whoever's podcast it is can decide where it's going to be distributed. It's not. There's no one common default place that these are all going to.
No, I mean,
they don't always all go to YouTube. It can
Yeah,
be
well,
where
we
they
like
choose.
everything to go to the cable channel if possible.
Yeah.
So it'll be aired on the cable channel. But you can
Okay.
choose, do you want it on our YouTube? Do you want it on all of our podcast platform? Do you want those two things? Those are optional.
Okay.
But there's no reason, I can't think of too many reasons not to.
Do some people?
So.
But everything does go through the cable channel. Do some people opt out of that? Or?
We try to push for it. I think once in a while you might have someone who's like, a guest that's like, I don't want to do the video part. But we try to push for that people, if they're making content, it's something that we can air. Because we are a community media organization. So we want to see the community media. So that's the one catch that we have.
Okay.
But to be fair, if you're not super comfortable with the video content, there are not too many people. Sorry, BevCam. There are people watching the cable channel, but let's just say it's different than what it used to be. And there's certain demographics watching it, and And a lot of people that tune in are usually, it's like, oh, football, you know, it's like someone's grandma wants to watch the football game. I should stop putting my foot in my mouth. But like, yeah, cable, not too many people are watching cable. Levi's laughing at me. So that's that. You get to choose.
Can I ask a question, actually, of Andrew? So I know a lot of people who are like in the 12-year-old demographic and in the 2 to 4-year-old demographic and people who are in their 20s. I don't know anyone who's in like your stage of high school right now. Where are people watching this content?
So my experience with working with basketball games primarily, I listen to the commentators, my coworkers, and they say like star like point guard is like maybe his like grandparents are watching from like South Carolina. That's one of them. And then I think it's mostly just like high school students. When I'm in class, I see some like students in my class, like in the beginning, they're watching the games, like the replays and skipping through it and maybe watching like certain parts of it like after it's aired. But mostly when it's live, I think it's definitely like either students who like students of the school who couldn't come to the games, or definitely like relatives of the players. And then definitely after the games, I've seen a lot of like people my age, like fans of the basketball team, just like watching it like a recap sort of thing. Yeah.
And would you guys just sort of like text it to each other, Snapchat, like whatever is, like how would you be like, oh, this is a great place to watch this recap or to hear this deconstruction of the game?
I think a lot of kids my age know like what BevCam Sports Network is. I hear a lot of people talking about it, so I don't think you really need to like share it that much, because I think they all know like this is the place where you can like see the games and like how you played and stuff like that.
Well, that's helpful. So anything you add to that space kind of automatically gets this big audience.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
And where do you find like other podcasts that you listen to? To you, just to you, like the famous ones or whatever. Like I said, I don't know much about podcasting.
It's definitely
Spotify.
Yeah,
thing?
Spotify's got like a whole section for
That's
podcasts.
video as well, or just listening type podcasts?
Some of them have.
Yeah, I believe some.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot on YouTube too, but Spotify, I've noticed recently they have like the videos on the top of
Yeah, I
Okay.
noticed that, but not all of them do. I guess it's an option.
There's a new feature for Spotify that they add like YouTube videos to it as well. What I know, so
Yeah.
I found my old iPod in a drawer. Do I need that for all this stuff?
No, but that's really cool.
Just
I wish
frame
I
it.
still had my old iPod. I'm sad. You know, there's something to be said about having music that you can listen to that's not connected to a phone, that you have people texting you that they need things, and you know, it's like, can I just listen to music in peace? What happened to that? But Spotify is great. It does have everything that you could possibly need. But yeah, I would, if you want to get into podcasts, I recommend just like finding like one thing that you're interested in, looking into that. If you're not sure, I just listen to podcasts about shows that I like for the most part, because that's what I like, is binge watching. So
You can definitely just Google them, but I use
Yeah.
an app. I use Podcast Addict, I think.
Yeah.
And what's nice about that is if you're in the mood for something, but you sort of exhausted it, like I love Radiolab. If I'm in the mood for something kind of like Radiolab, I can see what it's tagged as, right? And go in to see all the podcasts that I have no idea that they exist, and listen to previews or see what people have said about them. And I like that content sorting, because sometimes you don't know what you don't know, right? So it can be helpful to see all these different things pop up.
that's really cool. I've actually never used Podcast Addict, but now I want to check it out. That sounds like a lot of fun.
I like it.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of shows recently. I forget what the name of it was, but mainly on HBO Max, I've seen a lot of companion podcasts, and like before the start of the episodes, I was like, listen to the companion podcast.
Yeah,
And then,
Severance had that. It was like you could listen to each one. Like after the episode came out, then you could listen to the podcast.
Yeah, so
That was literally the only way I could watch Westworld.
Oh,
I
love
was
Westworld.
like,
Someone
wait,
has to
where am
explain it to
I? Which 7 of the timelines are we in this
Yeah.
episode?
It like helps you break it down.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it heightens the enjoyment for me as a viewer. It's like knowing like the behind the scenes of what went on adds so much. And if you're watching it like in real time and you're agonized waiting in between episodes, it's really nice to have that podcast episode to listen to. Like, okay, this will hold me over until the next one. Cool. And I don't know, anything else? Do you feel that you like a podcast that feels more like an interview or like a hang, like a conversation kind of thing? So I tend to like a open conversation vibe, but it depends.
I like both.
Yeah.
I would say though that for me at least I feel like there's a third category which is almost like I don't want to say lecture because that sounds so boring and so dry, but informational or theatrical maybe even is a better word.
Yeah.
Where it feels less conversational because it is less conversational, it's more scripted, but it's also scripted around a lot of depth of content. And yeah, I really enjoy that sometimes. But you were using a couple clips earlier to show us examples of images, and Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend is a really great one that falls into that hangout category.
It is.
where
Those are
she's
two
like,
that I've listened to.
This is just delightful.
Yeah, and Dax Shepard's is like that too. And I just started listening to Good Hang with Amy Poehler, which I recommend too.
One of my heroes, yes.
Yes, she's just so fun. So yeah, there's no wrong answer, and podcasts are all like so different. The vibe, like what they're trying to accomplish. That I like that about it. It's very free. You can do almost anything. Cool. Thank you so much. Do you have any lingering thoughts or questions?
Oh yeah, I just I want to comment like how good this like studio looks.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've been to the Beverly one many times, and that
Yes.
one looks pretty good. And I've also
Yeah.
visited like one of the best communication schools in the country,
Oh, what's that?
the Newhouse School of Communications
Oh,
in
okay.
Syracuse, and like the studio looks pretty good, but like this is like on
Wow.
par. It looks
Pretty-
like about the
pretty
like
close.
great like professional level. Yeah.
Oh, listen to that. I didn't realize. Thank you.
It is a gorgeous new space.
Do you hear that? Do you hear that, everybody? Thank you very much. Appreciate the compliments. I didn't buy it. I didn't have anything to do with it, but thank you. Thank you, BevCam. Yeah, I have a lot of fun with it. It's very different. Go to the high school too and check that out if you haven't. You have, or
I
you
have,
because
yeah.
you were more familiar with that place.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they're both, but very different. Like that feels more like a studio, like a very like suit and
Getting it
tie
done,
interview
yes.
style, and this is like the exact opposite. Very chill. So I'm so glad that you guys like it. And yeah, thank you for being
Well,
on
thank
Intro
you.
to Podcasting, the podcast, and thank you all for watching. Good night. That's it. So you did a podcast. So
That's fun.
Oh my
easy.
God.